yesterday was the 28th anniversary of the great Bo Jackson making that running catch and then scaling the wall like Spider-Man at Memorial Stadium, here in Baltimore, which was one of the most athletic plays you'll ever see in any sport. And then today was the 25th anniversary of Ken Griffey Jr. hitting the warehouse here at Baltimore Camden Yards, which I can see from my house. In the home run derby, he was the only player to ever do it in the history of ever since the stadium's been there in 1992. So those two feats accomplished by those two guys got me thinking of what never was, or what could have been, or what would have been if these two players stay healthy, which then leads all of us as a group to thinking about the most painful or personal shoulda, coulda, woulda situations in sports.
Limb bias. Now this one's kind of close because it actually changed some things for Laker fans.
It did.
Yes, it did.
Limb bias
It changed some things for a whole lot of fans, for Chicago Bulls fans too.
Limb bias was actually, he came out of University of Maryland, averaged 23 points a game as a senior, drafted number 2 to Boston, who was coming off of a championship. They traded.
What year was that?
1986.
86.
They traded Gerald Henderson and some cash for the number 2 pick, which ended up being exactly. Coming off a championship and you get the number 2 pick.
Thief.
With the MVP on your team.
For real, crazy. And it affected the league so much. I mean, Limb Bias drafted on June 17th. Mm-hmm. June 18th, he goes to Boston. June 19th, he returns to Washington, goes out with some friends, and cocaine is 99-0. ODs.
And rounding third base.
And ODs, and that's it. I mean, he was set up to go on a Boston team who lost in the finals the next year to the Lakers in 6 games, and who lost in 7 games to Detroit the following year. It would have literally changed the landscape, like you said. He was considered to be just as dynamic as Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Could score. He had the he was taller than Michael Jordan, had the athleticism as much as Michael Jordan, and it literally changed everything.
He also had the work ethic. He was unrecruited coming out of high school, going to the University of Maryland, and like Carmelo, again, the success that Maryland had, it was solely because of him. He took a terrible Maryland team and he worked them and led them to the success that they had. On a side note, though, we talk a lot about foreshadowing. You guys know what his nickname was as a kid?
Mm-mm.
Frosty.
Oh, that's too good. But I mean, to take it a little further about changing the landscape of the NBA, like you said, they probably get you guys in '87, right? They come back in '87. They get to the finals, so they still have a great record. They still draft Reggie Lewis.
Yep.
Reggie Lewis and Len Bias make Bird's career longer.
Sure in the hell does.
And then there's those two down the stretch, but then Reggie Lewis also dies. Mm-hmm. So that shit could have been a problem. Detroit might not have got a ring. Chicago might not have got 6. I mean,
kids, the lesson here is that cheaters never prosper, because Red Auerbach cheated and he paid the ultimate price.
I'm still disappointed in Les for even bringing this shit up. They wouldn't have beat us. I don't care what y'all say.
I don't know.
That's a hell of a, hey, let me tell you something. That's a hell of a front court. Reggie Lewis, Len Bias, and Larry Bird.
Jesus Lord.
And Kevin McHale.
And Robert Smokeham.
And Young.
Yeah.
Yeah.